وكله تمام وكانت الأمور طيبة. عجقة كانت صرنا شهرين فيها.
لا طبعا هلا بتكون تجرب الاستثمار هون احنا وي ار لايف.
يس اوكي. خلينا نعطي شوية ثواني الناس تجوين. بس قريت في ناس كويسين اليوم حضور وفي أسئلة يعني. السيشن بتاع الدكتورة سمر كان really informative. great. هي بدأت الناس تجوين. Great. Let me start. Bismillah. Thank you so much for everyone for joining. I think people start joining soon, and the number will be increased very shortly. Today's session is an open workshop, mentoring in the FinTech domain. Ask me anything. It is open discussion, and this session is made for everyone who have the questions about the FinTech domain in special, and maybe other specialized if they have any questions from your specialist, Mr. Rudy. They also welcome to ask. You can ask through the messages, Q&A, the feed, or maybe you raise the hand and you will be able to jump in to the stage and take the microphone and ask by voice. For that, maybe if you want to add something, Mr. Rudy, and we can start, inshallah.
Sure. Whatever you have related to fintechs and digital transformation, I'm ready to take. And hopefully we can have this as much as interactive if you can. If anybody is going to ask a question now, I'm ready to take it. Like we kickstart our day and all right.
Cool.
First, can I see hands, people here?
Anyone is raising hand, questions?
We can take them live directly also.
Yes, there is a hand.
Yeah.
You want to take the mic, Mr. Khaled? Let me give you the mic.
Hello and greetings all the way from Australia.
Oh,
hi, Mr. Khaled.
Hello.
How are you?
Down south.
The land down under, they call it. Rami, it's a pleasure, mate. You've done a wonderful job
So
by organizing and hosting. It is indeed the success based on the organizers and the hosts and also the presenters. All of you are doing a great job, and I'm benefiting personally from it a lot. Now, I'm not going to start by asking a question. Rather, I'm going to suggest that we start by just introducing FinTech, the concept of it again, and elaborating on it slightly. I know that you've mentioned it yesterday very well with the in-depth analysis and in-depth detail and information. However, let us just introduce it again and elaborate on it slightly, and maybe questions will be based on it, on this elaboration.
Okay. Do you want me to explain something specific, not just the broad?
Well, basically,
title?
yesterday you did mention, I had a question which wasn't really answered. You mentioned neobanking and open banking, right?
Yes.
These are the two concepts that I felt resonated with me, especially with the current sort of developments in the financial markets and so forth. Now, can you please explain? I'm going to ask my question again from yesterday. What is the main difference between them, and how do they overlap?
Okay. Let's go in neo-banking. I put a slide yesterday, the difference between neo and traditional banking. Let me recap on it. Neo banking is technically, it's a full digital bank, all right, from A to Z, no branches, no nothing, no physical assets in terms. So it's not functioning as a traditional bank. With that said, the advantage of a neobank is the cost of operations. Okay, so let's take an example today. A traditional bank, he needs a head office, a data center, he needs employees, he needs back office, front office. Okay, the neobank will need front office and back office, but the amount of people that he needs for front office and back office will differ. Secondly, you're going to need branches, you're going to need physical channels, you're going to need ATMs, you're going to need, so many different assets and so many expenditures. So that's why neobanking is making a buzz today, that you don't need anymore. So in a cashless society, okay, and most of the world are now, especially with the COVID-19, we're not there yet, okay? There's inclusion of non-customers, there's inclusion, but we're still adapting. But in a developed world today, that's where neobanking is mostly successful. Neobanking is taking a lead, all right? So let's go for financial examples. If I want to give you a loan, all right? So the neobank is traditionally same as a bank minus the full expenses. If you go to a bank, traditional bank, you want to take a loan, let's say $1,000, because he has to calculate all of the operation costs, he will put a special fee, okay, for you to return that loan. That fee, let's say it's 10, 15%, 20%, whatever it is. With a neobank, okay, that fee is 50% already down because that operating cost does not exist. So this is an advantage of a neobank, right? Then the way we interact today and the millennials, and then this is a very good thing. Today there's a new people that they want speed, they want access to everything. They don't want to go, they don't want to come, they just want it over an application. So you are giving these techie savvy, today if you have kids, you look at your kids and then they are into technology. So that generation by itself is not going to follow our traditional ways, and banking has been there for more than 200 years. So traditionally, so now it is being disrupted by this neobank movement. Hope I was able to answer you to move to the second part.
Oh, no, it does answer the question really well. Please move on to the second
now
part.
Let's go to the second part. What's the difference between a neobank and open banking? A neobank is a full-fledged banking without all the expenses, and it's digitally. I just want to add something on the neobank. It's digital first. It comes in their culture. Traditional banks, they are adapting to digital. Now, with open banking is a channel, okay? Let's start, it's a regulation. That said, that all the banks in Europe or in UK, this is where it started, neobanking in UK more specifically, and it's followed by the Payment Service Directive in Europe, that a regulation was there. We cannot keep the banks, holding only data and doing the traditional work. And if I am a customer, I want to interface with a third-party processor or a merchant, I cannot interface with that merchant because that merchant does not talk to my bank. So to create a new market and to create dynamic transactions and open the banking system, they created that open banking. With open banking today, what are we talking about? We're talking about a regulation that said all the banks and financial institutions and so on, they have to have a standard. For PSD2, it's not so standard. For open banking, it is specifically a standard. They have to open, but let's agree on something. They have to open their banking information and transactions using APIs to other channels. Okay, who are these other channels? They are certified people by certain board created by these regulators. So for me as a merchant today, traditionally, I had to interface with that bank and interface with that bank, and there's a lot of what you're competing, you're taking my data. Today, it's by law. So they have created something in between all of these banks. Okay, this is where the new term sandbox comes in. And today we see sandboxes, playing a big role, because I, as a merchant, and I, as a customer, I will interface with that merchant. The merchant has interfaced with that digital sandbox. And that digital sandbox, you can do all your testing and also interface with it in real time. So that digital sandbox that is between me as a merchant and the bank has a back end connecting many institutions on a channel which is standard channel. With that, I have access to my account. Let's say I have 3 bank accounts in different banks, and me as a customer, I want to pay from one of those banks, not just one, from one of those. I want to choose whichever, depending on the scenario. With that open banking, it created and gave us that possibility and channels for us to be able to pay from a different bank, any bank I choose. That's first. Second, you can use now the information I also mentioned yesterday in insurance, that you can use information to verify customers or to have more information about customers as a credit bureau or a credit scoring or something. Why? Because today, due to the legislation, I can capture the data of Rudy from all the banks that are on the network. And this has bigger value. Yesterday or before, how it used to be, there used to be a credit bureau who is collecting this data. And if you have not given him data, he doesn't know anything about you. Today, things has changed. That I can tap as a merchant and as a customer, they can tap onto all financial institutions, gather their data instantaneously. That's very important, instantaneously. It is live. So there's no jokes here. There's no after. There's no, it's live. If you don't respond, and that's the beauty of the regulations, all of the regulations, if you don't respond within a certain time frame, you are considered non-compliant. And you have to provide evidence. Okay, and we worked with some of the customers where we had to send a plan for disaster recovery and business continuity of that API, of that call, web service call. It has to be on. By law, it has to be on. You cannot not respond. Okay, here we're talking financials. So they're trying to elevate the way we do banking in a very new way to tap into new markets. Now you can create, now you have the opportunity before you then to create a company, okay, with merchants information or merchants data, and you can sell anything from anywhere. Before you couldn't do that. You needed to go to that bank and try to get a merchant account or try to get the e-commerce account. It was a little bit confusing. That's the main business part of it. Now comes the security, then the authentication, the underlying layers are. Hope I was able to answer you on that second.
No, you've done well, mate. I didn't. You've exceeded the expectation. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
No worries.
If you have any other question,
at this stage now, my question will suffice. Hopefully, in the future, we can collaborate via LinkedIn.
Sure. Please just add me if you have not added me yet.
I haven't added you. I'll add you soon.
Okay, just let me repost my LinkedIn here.
Yeah.
Any other questions I can take? Do I have a raised hand or it was you? Is her.
Thanks, Rudy, man.
Welcome.
Yes, we have.
Maybe
yeah, I can add him 1 second.
Yeah.
Mr. Izhar. If I named the name correctly, sir.
I want to see Mr. Izhar. He was having lunch. Hopefully, he can give us some energy.
I'm not sure he's not joining yet.
Is he still with us?
Yeah. He's in the stage showing, but I'm not sure why he's not.
Here we go. He came and he left.
Maybe you have some delay in the connection.
And I'm ready to take your questions also in the chat if you have any.
I'll try maybe Mrs. Har to maybe remove and you re-raise again by joining. Maybe the problem with the link.
But let's see first. Are you still here? How can you see the participants?
I can see it in my dashboard. I'm not sure if you can see. I am from Yemen. Hi, Mr. Naif from Yemen.
The FinTech is missed somewhere?
What's the question?
I was planning to create a cash wallet. I think you mean in Yemen. Yes.
In Yemen, yes.
You don't have... The problem with Yemen, you know, today, it's very political and it's a very problematic. I think in a normal situation, digital cash wallet or a digital wallet or a cash wallet or something through is a real problem by itself. You have to think about something and innovate in the time of problems today. Maybe you create a cash wallet in terms of, you know, transacting cash between people, loans between people, but this is, you know, purely it has to be crowdsourcing related, if you understand the term crowdsourcing, which is funded by the people. I don't know if I'm able to shed some light. Banks are connected with Yemen today, yes. Similar to TransWise, but you're talking cash related, so it will be cash based transactions. If you want to do it digitally, I don't know how it will go internally, because you need to move cash flow, you need to move cash from to people. With what's happening in unfortunately in Yemen, I think they do it with crypto, right? Where you can exchange in crypto. Maybe you can be an interface to exchange in crypto, you know, cash to crypto. And this is something we see all over the world, but not good in Yemen since 2G. Yes, you have to innovate on a network that is very bad. 2G is WPA technology, I think. WAP technology, which is yeah, quite slow. But I think you can do interfaces, small interfaces on that, where you know, if you, okay, I'm not gonna go fully, but if you see Mozambique, what they've done everything on SMS. Okay, where they transact in some sort of a crypto, but in SMS. So you buy these credits, cash, and then they are exchanged into your account. And then you send an SMS, you know how much is your account, and then you send an SMS to a number with your account number and how much you want to transfer from your credit, and then that balance will move. So possibly you can do that. Crypto is a very good option. That's why it is there, to democratize all of this controls that we have from whoever is imposing them. But this must be connected. Yes, of course, it has to be connected with GSM. That's the problem with those technologies. But you can have something, a back end, which is, I don't know if, well, you are here, so that means you have some access to internet. So You have to innovate and try to create a product, possibly a digital cash. You live in KSA, all right? A digital cash wallet where they can transact using coins. You can create coins. Yeah, that's how we live all, right? We travel, but the heart, it's in the heart always. Our country is in the heart.
Yeah, actually, a lot of challenges is happening in our region, which makes some more limitations for
True.
the adaptations for emerging technology itself.
The first
But
problem is the regulations. That's, if you open regulations, why Silicon Valley is winning the war of the technology. It's very simple. You don't have a technology rule there. Just open any ideas and open and create ideas, and then later regulations will come. So just create, and that's the environment where we actually have to live in, an environment of innovation. Once there's regulations and there's fear, that's a big problem. I don't want to invest into something. This is fear. I don't want to invest into something and then later on it won't work. It won't be regulated. It won't be. And I've seen it with the Egyptian market. It's very optimistic market. Lately, has been a lot of push and a lot of things happening on the fintech environment, and I'm happy for that. But before that, it was, very slightly. Potential of Egypt is huge, because we're talking here economics, numbers, very simple. Regardless of the people, if just $1 times 90 million, it makes a big transaction amount.
Millions of dollars, yes, 100%.
Exactly. So 1 guinea or 10 guinea per day, for
the regulation.
It's a very active economy.
Yeah, the regulation itself, I think, is made only for local companies, not from outside coming to support local startups, local projects.
Yes, of course, and they have to do it this way. I've been mentoring different companies. They created amazing products, and they're competing in the region at least, and they are winning. And but will their project make it? So now there's some things, because now with the regulation it might take 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and 4 years time for an idea, it's already too late somewhere else. In Yemen they have cash, but since war the flow is not safe. True. Crypto is one of the solutions.
It's alternative, but with caution.
Of course.
With caution.
I didn't say Bitcoin. I said crypto.
Yeah, most of the people, they go directly to Bitcoin. For that, yeah.
Well, whoever bought Bitcoin in the last year now should be happy. I am happy.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
It's really jumping very fast these days. Great.
Do we have Izhar with us back?
Yeah, he have a bad experiences with the crypto. Great. Not yet. There is no more questions. Type. Maybe I will get the chance to talk to you about your show, your talk.
Yes.
We would like to really everyone get beneficial, know about this talk sessions. It's really impressive, the type of information and data that is being shared and talk about it. Tell us about it and how people can get beneficial, and what is your target at the end for that?
Sure. Well, it started. The first thing, let me put into perspective that it started in the time of COVID. Okay, I refused to stay home. I refused to, sit and do nothing. My type is I have to work. I have to create energy. It's about energy. So sitting home, and I still had a job then that I had to support, but for sure we're gonna have some time. There was fear factor. There was many things happening in the beginning and back in March. So with that, I started my show with friend of mine talking about artificial intelligence, and then I found out it's beneficial. It brought value to the people that came in, and I started a second session, third session. Today we are running possibly the 20th session, season 2.
Nice.
And with that, with season 2, things changed a little bit. It's free show. I just want to make sure it is always for free, to give value to the community that is connecting to the IT community, to try to shed some lights, some things I know, some things I don't know, where we get experts to discuss all of these things and see how it can enhance our knowledge and so on and so on. So I brought, and I have soon trying to get a nice surprise. I cannot disclose yet. Trying to do something very nice soon. So
exclusive.
It's involved in robotics. So, but it will be marketed totally different. But it is, in the end, it's going to be involved in robotics, and that's the surprise. So I share the WhatsApp group. If you are on WhatsApp, please join, and then there you'll receive all the information, what's happening. Now we're offering also some free courses to help the community to enhance their skills, because I totally believe in skills and in education and in practical work that everybody must enhance, not just spend time playing, watching TV, or passing the time, and until we reach a vaccine or things go back. Things will go back, of course, but it will not be the same. Digital transformation has played a big role, and thanks to COVID, it was escalated to a better position today. And then there's no longer a question, will it be digital or not digital? The questions have been answered with this COVID-19. Work from home is no longer, yes, hi is hard. Let Rami connect you now. Work from home is no longer a question, it's a must, at least optional. While we see in the developed world, they're giving options, where 80% of the workforce is gonna be working from home. So with all of this happening, my background is technology. I've been into digital transformation and FinTechs and cybersecurity, and for the last 8 years into the governance of all of this technology. So how to make things better, how to enhance human freedom, how to enhance human expectations from technology, not just let the technology play the role. So it's a lovely show. Next week we had last week Microsoft for Startups on the show. Next week we have Pega Golf from Dubai joining us from Dubai, talking about skills, actually, and what skills do you need for the digital age. So I think this is very important.
One of the great career coach lady.
Yes, she is. She is an award-winning author also. So hopefully we have to bring some value and bring some value. So I just shared the link. If you want to join the WhatsApp, check now if anybody joined. That way I can welcome directly. Nobody joined. When you have time, please do join.
I put it also in the Q&A as well.
Sure.
So can people join?
Izhar's network is possibly. Thanks, Naif. Please, sure do.
Perfect.
Do you have any other questions I can take? Also, I'm ready.
Yeah. We're trying
Izhar raised his hand again. Hopefully this time works.
Yes, finally.
Yes,
Okay,
finally I'm here.
Okay.
Welcome.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Alaikum assalam.
Assalamu alaikum.
How are you all?
Good. You?
I am fine, alhamdulillah.
Tell me.
Okay, first of all, I want to thanks to the RBM Tech and Startup Conference. I have learned so many things till now in 3 days. about blockchain, fintech, AI, ML, marketing, startups. I have
Pleasure to
attended
hear that.
most of the sessions, and I will also give feedback in person to Mr. Rame. I have their email. Okay.
Thank you so much.
And I want to ask about fintech that I have my startups ideas. I'm entrepreneur. Currently, I'm running a marketing agency here in Pakistan, and it's not in international level. Currently, we are dealing with locally, and from December we will launch it internationally. Okay, I want to ask that in fintech, is it possible that at a one single capture from mobile app, we can create our bank account and all the information will be saved there, and instantly our bank account will be created?
Sorry, I did not catch the question properly. I think either it's cutting or in a single.
I said that within fintech, is it possible with any app? Let's suppose I am the person and I will take my selfie with the phone. Is it feasible that that app can have the features to create account instantly with just my selfie, my bank account?
If I
To create-
understand the question correctly, that he's asking if we have a fintech application, and is there is a possibility from this application to create an account for me instantly, directly to
But
my
he
bank
mentioned
account.
bank. This is where he mentioned bank
His
account.
bank account. Yeah, to his bank account.
It depends. Technology is there to create an account instantaneously. Yes, all right. But to interface directly with a bank account, this is where you're going to talk about the problems, and this is where we're talking about open banking. This is some sort of open banking. Now, if you are, let's call you a merchant that you want to do this, and then you're selling something, whatever it is, and then you want to create an account. Me as a customer, I want to go to your platform and create an account, and you directly it creates back to back. Yes, this is possible as long as the bank allows you to do that. Integrations. So you will create the front applications. Okay, you will be somehow the sandbox and the API of the bank. Okay, the bank has to open certain APIs. In the APIs, you have to open creation functions or stored procedures or small APIs related to them
Actually,
to create an account.
sorry to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt. Actually, I want to create my own app with the digital banking. That's the concept.
You wanted to create a digital bank?
Yeah.
Okay. Before we talk about digital bank, this is where you're gonna have to see the regulations first. If the regulations doesn't allow it, you're gonna be investing sometime. But I've seen and I've mentored some companies where, regardless of the regulations, because they were smart the way they've done it, they created this digital bank in hopes that once it is mature, okay, now it's a neobank. It's called a neobank. Digital bank is a neobank. Once it is mature and they have done some alliances here and there, and it's not operating in full live, but still operating in a test environment, waiting for regulations to accept, somebody came and bought the whole development and the whole company from A to Z. They actually bought it for $1 million. So it ended up a win-win situation. Okay, they didn't ask about the regulations, but it depends on where you want to go with it. If you want to go to a full digital bank, I would say, in my experience, go and develop. There will be some costs, and then go for work with the regulator. Sometimes the regulator will understand, depending who is the leadership. Okay, sometimes they don't. Like, for example, I'll give you, because I had a talk with regulators in SAMA and in the KSA. the previous leadership, they were not able, you cannot even talk to them. The new leadership is amazing. You can really talk to them. And this is, it really helps you advanced in this. They are tough, of course, but they are, they want to listen today because they saw that the digital world is something that you cannot skip and you cannot run away from. So you have two choices. They have a strategy of, let's say, in the example of KSA, they have a strategy of 2030. They want to be someplace, and yet, their leadership is not agile to this. So what are you doing? That's why the new leadership hopefully was better into listening more about what the people are doing and try to work with them. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but at least now there's an open relationship, a better open relationship. So I would say, go ahead, start developing, show the regulate. If you want to regulate it, in the end of the day, you have to show them something. Like for example, in UAE, now you can work under DFIC, FinTech, or you can in a sandbox. And this is where the beauty of a sandbox, where the FinTech Hive and the other ones, they give you data of many banks. So now with your applications, you can start taking this data, testing as it is real, but in the end of the day, you are under a testing environment. Once your product is mature, this is where the regulator comes and do their full due diligence, auditing, and so on to see if will it be a valid or not a valid solution. If it is valid, thumbs up. If it is not valid, you have to start being creative and how to scale this to somewhere where this solution is can be sold or can be operated. But I'll give you another example. Crypto, okay?
Yes.
Regardless what is crypto. If you ever heard of Binance, okay?
No.
Binance, they created something amazing now. A platform of exchanges. They are one of the biggest exchanges in the world for crypto. They were chased in their own country. They ran away to another country, and they were able to legalize it there. So now it is fully legal in that jurisdiction, and it's selling worldwide. So they created something that was not there. Regulation didn't want, and then later on, it worked, and now it was made in China, and now China is running to get all the exchanges back and new regulations, because some things you cannot run from. Hope I was able to answer it.
Yes, you explained very well. Actually, in the China, they have their own regulation, but I want to start from the Pakistan, and first I have to approach my government about rules and regulations. If they allow me, and then I will carry on.
True.
This?
It depends again how you want to play it. Safe way is you go with the regulations. You do a full proposal. What will the application do? How will it do it? What's the benefits? And so on. And then you submit it with that. You give and take with the regulator.
Okay. Thank you so much.
And your job will be with the central bank usually.
Yeah. And Azhar, also you can return back to Mr. Ahmad Mansour. He was one of the speakers. Just send feedback form, reply, and he's in Pakistan actually, and he knows the regulation. He can support. Yeah, if you know him, it's great. He knows some, maybe a way out how you can do it. He can support in everything. He's very knowledgeable guys and connected there.
Actually, I haven't approached anyone yet. I attended this conference. I have already idea about this FinTech, but I was not clear how it works. And in the previous sessions, I have learned so many things in this conference. Sure. And definitely, I will approach them, and he sure will guide me.
You need a good team of business and developers. Business to get the idea working, and you are into marketing, and then you need developers. If you are a developer and you have a network of developers, I think it will have a good benefit for you all.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, I am a marketer. I am not a techie guy. So definitely I need a tech team.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great.
But we have
Great.
also the leadership program that we explain it as well.
Yeah.
Also, send us the feedback about it. Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much.
Much welcome.
Thank you.
Great to have you.
Thank you so
If you
much.
don't have any questions, I will. Yeah, I will take the questions over there. Cool. Thank you. Okay, there is a questions. Hi, Rudy Rami. Do you encourage investors to be part of the technology startup in Egypt? In particular, now, this is from business point of view. What do you think?
Where did you see the question?
The Q&A.
Okay. Do you
To Ghassan.
investor to be part of a technology startup in Egypt, in particular now, this from a business point of view? Encourage investors. Yes. The regulators now are, from what I'm seeing, and I have a contact called Noha Shakir. Please find her on LinkedIn. She is doing amazing job in the FinTech front. I don't know if you know her, Rami. So I would suggest that you contact her first, see the market. She is super. What she's doing is, I think, is amazing. Trying to regulate, trying to help, and she's successfully doing it. Again, I love the Egyptian market example a lot because the potential there is big. I saw a lot of potentials all over. I was mentor on one of the companies called Bakala, which was an Egyptian and a Lebanese investors and owners. A couple, one Egyptian and one Lebanese, and then they created this application. And the target is to start it in Egypt for a simple reason. To the access to market there, we're talking tens of millions of people, and Bakala is about selling groceries. So, but it's in a new way, in a technological way, and where it's an interface, a machine. They created a machine with a screen. When you come in, it will recognize you. It will help you. Your credit system, bonus system, mukafa'a system, or for you to get vouchers and so on. And the best price, you can order online, you can order on the phone, you can order. So they coupled many things into one application, and they want to start it there, and they already did. The potential of it to grow is something. You need to create something innovative. Even if it's for Egypt market, let's say, as I was telling Rami earlier on, even if it's 1 guinea, but the amount of 1 guinea times 90 million is a 90 million guinea. So that's the beauty of economy of scale. In other Arab regions, we don't have it. Okay, the only Levant example will be Turkey. But in our Arab region, it's different. So in Dubai, 8 million people, 8 million, but now I think that it's much less due to the COVID and so on. So, but there's a power of purchase there. So you have to balance things out. So I would say yes, of course, I would invest. I would suggest connect with a Flat 96 Lab, if I'm not mistaken. Flat 96 Lab is all over the Middle East and also in Egypt. They are very active. See what they are creating. These businesses are startups, let's call them. They have a lot of ideas, and I think it's a good way to start and invest in the area there. Yes, of course.
Also, I'm sharing Noha Shakir profile on LinkedIn.
And I'll get you flat 96 slab.
Mhm.
96 flat. Flat 6 slabs, sorry. Flat 6 slabs. Egypt. Okay, Ramiz Muhammad As-Sarrafi. This is the CEO of very active guy. And I'll share it
Okay.
also.
Can you share his profile to everyone?
I shared it in the Q&A. I don't know if that works.
Yep, he's there.
Okay.
Thank you.
So yeah, it's the top. So Ramiz is a very active guy in Egypt also, and then he shared Nuha. These two are a disaster by itself, a very good disaster. Let's call it this way, because they have potentials. They have they're working a lot for the region. Do we have any other question? Rami, they have a question for you. Do you have LinkedIn profile list of all speakers?
Yeah, I shared the reply, actually.
Okay.
It is arabmtechconference.com/2020-speakers. You will find all the speakers' profiles and social LinkedIn. Yeah.
Yes, and inside you'll find everyone. Naif, you asked, can neobank be used for Yemen from abroad? No need for central bank. Yes, you can utilize a foreign neobank, of course. It doesn't have to be in Yemen, but that can be banned at any point of time. So that's the risk of it. You know, if it's not it's not finalized and regularized, if you want to call it, and the regulatory has not seen it, they can block it at any time. But there's always ways to find, and then that becomes black market in terms of you know, dealing. But you can have any, like PayPal, for example. You can have a PayPal account, or you don't have to have an account. Okay? And you can have money there, and you can sell online and then receive money online, and you don't need a bank account, and it's somehow in your bank.
Yep. Great. Any more questions? Anyone?
Hope I was able to answer you, Ghassan. Okay, I see there's, thanks a lot.
Pumping.
Okay. Anybody want to raise a hand? Final question?
Final questions. Yep. There is. We have remaining 5 minutes. Maybe some advice about MTech with other technology, maybe, or how the directions.
The advice will be is to, in my opinion, is to test. The regulations are always late. Okay, connect yourself to people, connect yourself to developers, create a network where that network can help you a lot. So see the need of your local market and try to grow it from there, and test it out. Whatever happens later on, there will not be a loss. If you're into that domain, you know, you just repackage that program into something else and then you work it. But I would say test, try to approach regulator, even if things takes time. I've seen cases where things took 3 years or 4 years, and then it worked. It was a little bit late, but it worked. So, because things are changing, and with COVID-19, I think things are impacted forever. So that is our chance today to create a digital product and sell digital products. The first thing we ask in mentorships is really a very good question. What are you trying to solve? What problem are you trying to solve?
Mm-hmm.
So always ask yourself this question. What are you trying to solve? That's why I said, see locally where you can add value to the market and go and invest in your time and financials, money in that part for you to be able to grow. Otherwise, you're not solving a problem. There's second thing, if your problem is financials, is grants.
Mm-hmm.
You can find a lot of grants online, from USA to European Union to any other countries. They are offering. Italy is offering grants for certain things. EU is offering the United Nations. Was it under UNDP or UNICEF, depending where you are? For example, in Lebanon, we have a lot of neighboring refugees, so there's grants there to create something for them. So there's always something. So always be on the lookout. Don't close your eyes and dive into the negative side of it. Be on the positive side and think about the positivity later on and how you can enhance and work on the elevating the society and giving value to society. That is my
and it is the right time to start actually. Everything is new, is good. Just do your own homework to study the market, the requirement, what is your advantage, and definitely your success.
True. If you want to validate your ideas,
Rudy's here.
I gave you one example, Flat 6 Lab. This is one. There's many more.
Mm-hmm.
So you can apply, and they will help you mentoring. They will help you validating your idea. They will give you funds. They will give you offices. They will give you technology to help you start. All they need is for you to succeed in a small percentage of your company. So it's nothing worth it for you not to try.
Fantastic. So I believe there is no more questions. I believe we will have a leadership workshop is running now with Dr. Ali. And I encourage everyone to attend and learn from Dr. Ali part and participate. And also, don't forget the feedback form to be filled with your questions. Also, you already connected with Mr. Rudy about in social media or everywhere else, or in the WhatsApp group that he sent it, and I send again the feedback form. And looking forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. It was a pleasure, and thank you, Rami, for all your efforts and hosting us today.
It's our pleasure.
Well,
thank you so much.
Stay strong.
Stay strong.
We'll see you later.
Good luck.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.